2, 1. Yo, what's going on? Welcome in. Much love. Trav here bringing you a new version of an old favorite. I know a lot of you have been watching this Dredge Swarm thing and been enjoying it. I want to move on, but I also want to bring the price down because I know some of you guys want to play it, but you don't want to spend for the mana base. So here's a budget version. It's not super cheap, but it's less expensive than the other version. The definition, by the way, welcome in wherever you're from. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I hope this video makes it more awesome. I'm going to share some energy with you. Right? So magic cards are expensive, and if we can spend less, that's great. What budget means, it doesn't mean cheap necessarily, but it means if you're proportioning a certain amount of money to expend on a certain thing. That's a misconception about budgeting. A lot of the wealthiest people are the biggest misers, the biggest budgeters, and a budget can be like $10,000. Anyways, if you're on a smaller budget and you want to bring the price down, here's a version with only black-red lands that has basically the same base. The spells are really what you need. You don't actually need to cast all that stuff. I figured we could just go straight black-red, which is what we're going to do. So stay tuned and watch how it rocks. And got kind of a janky sideboard. I'll give you the quick deck tech for those of you who want to know how this thing works. And if someone wants to write the deck list in the comments, you will be greatly rewarded in the afterlife. So this deck has things that dredge. Golgari Thug, which I like because it costs 2, and I think should have been our other version because it makes it easy to cast 2 creatures in the same turn. We have our Dredgers, which flip things into our graveyard from our deck. We have our payoff creatures, which reward us for having things in our graveyard, including rotting rats. And then we have our enablers, which lets us discard to start going. And I figure our enablers can all be black-red, and that saves a little bit of money on the mana base. Pretty cool, huh? Let's do it. So we're going to go ahead and play constructed with this Dredge budget thing. What is the exact cost? I don't actually know. Let's go ahead and jump in and play. Art. We've been having discussions about art. Is magic is game playing and entertaining in art? I think so. I think so. So let's start off with a Blood Crypt. Yeah, the sideboard needs some work. I threw that together in literally like 5 seconds. I was just like, let's do this thing. Discard the Thug and the Vengevine, and then next turn we'll be able to play 2 Gravecrawlers and a Vengevine, which seems like a pretty decent start for Modern. See what the opponent has. Perhaps we hit Bloodghast, which is cool. Do we want to play the Dakmor Salvage and then wait? I don't like waiting again. And this is something I want to have a conversation about. If we're going to have a conversation on anything, I want to hear this from you. Do you think that impatience is a virtue? That is, just doing things. I've been trying to live this. Like, I know, so many things. Like, should I do that? Or like, am I gonna, is that gonna be weird? Or am I gonna, should I not do it? Or it's like, if it's not gonna harm me or anyone, if it's not illegal, if it's not a financial risk, and I am at all inclined to do whatever thing it is, I'm just going to do it. That's what I'm trying to do, is just doing it. And that is the virtue of impatience. That was pretty decent. Like, who needs lands that cast other things? Sideboarding. I don't know enough to sideboard, so I'm not going to. One thing I don't have in the sideboard just yet is artifact removal, so we need to have that. We can splash the Ancient Grudge off like an Overgrown Tomb or a Stomping Ground, but I want to keep it budget. So do you think impatience is a virtue? This hand is almost really good. It's maybe even good enough we can keep. The thing about this deck is we could like keep and drop it. I'm actually going to try something out crazy. This deck has Dakmor Salvage, which means that we can start off with a Grave Troll and then hit Dakmor Salvage. No, I don't like it. Fuck it. I'm going to mulligan. And I'm happy that we mulliganed. This hand seems quite a bit better. I decided to pitch the third land, which maybe we actually want. Actually, I think we wanted that land, but hopefully we draw something else good instead, and it's not a game killer. Yep, we drew a land, so it worked out. It worked out. It worked out. So, yes, is impatience a virtue? That's what I want to hear. Obviously, there's the old marshmallow study where the kids who could resist the marshmallow went on to accomplish a lot greater things in life. The kids who had to eat the marshmallow right then didn't do as great things. Gonna discard Grave Troll and another Grave Troll to start, and then the game plan is basically going to be win on turn 4, go off turn 4, cast a looting on turn 3. Hopefully we're not fighting Scavenging Ooze. Ooh, maybe more axes should have come in. Like, what are we playing against? Is this Jund? No turn ones 2 games in a row is kind of fishy. Okay, it is Jund. Are we gonna see Skoos? Dark Confidant. Cool, bro. Cool story, bro. 2 grave crawlers. One day we'll be able to cast them. That day is not yet. Oh, there's Kalidas. So the opponent has Kalidas, which is going to be quite good. If we're gonna win this, we're gonna have to go fucking crazy. And here's my game plan to do that. Turn 3, Faithless Looting. Tear through our deck. Find our Rotting Rats, which I think should maybe be a 2 of in this version. Courser of Crewfix. Nope. Kitchen Finks. That's kind of cool. Yeah, just tear through our deck, pretty much. Loot. Dredge. I kind of like the... Nah, let's look for the Rotting Rats. There's the Rotting Rats, cool. So next turn, we can get our Vengevines back in the field. If we choose, however, we only have the one Vengevine, 2 Vengevines right now. And if we're facing Kalidas, Maelstrom, and that's a scary one too. Maelstrom Pulse is a really scary one. Do we want our Greater Gargadon stuff in this matchup? I don't know. I do know that we want our 3rd and our 4th Lightning Axe. Yeah, Patience. This is a Ty Lopez. I'm a big Ty Lopez fan. He's really helped me. I know some people are like, why? He's a scammer. I automatically don't like him because he spends a lot of money on ads or whatever. But, I mean, you don't have to like him, but he's the type of person who, if you want to be successful, is worth studying his business model. Anyways, he has this thing where it's like, or this way of looking at things where it's like, think I'm just going to play 3, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna just cast the looting and then hope that next turn is gonna be fucking pop off. Oh, that's interesting. I'm actually not gonna bring the Bloodghast back. I'm gonna bring nothing back because of the Maelstrom Pulse. I'm just going to loot. I didn't do this quite right. The idea is, if we're gonna get Vengevines in, let's get them all. Yeah, you should be impatient about getting started with things, and you should be patient about sticking with them. Most people are patient about getting started and impatient about sticking with them, so most people don't get started on what they need to get started on and then give up too quick. But he says you should just start immediately if it's what you want to do, and then, oops, I should have gotten the Bloodghast back end of turn. Maybe? Nah, that's fine. Alright, here's some Venge Visuals. Do we have any lands left? If we don't, I kind of fucked us. We do. Sweet. So we've got 4 Bloodghast. We need to make sure that we have blockers because Kalidas is going to go off. I think it would be good to even play a Stinkweed Imp, perhaps. Yeah, whereas if we just do, and it's probably easier to take things back than to like, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of the focus of my thinking right now. So I'm curious what you think about that. Okay, so we go Rotting Rats, 4 Vengevines. We actually have no blockers, so we're about to be dead. I think we're just guaranteed dead, actually. No, actually, if the opponent has nothing, yep, we're just dead. I didn't play this right. Should we just concede to save time? I think so. So I'm going to explain why we're dead. So the opponent has a Maelstrom Pulse that we know about. Actually, maybe they take a bunch of damage off Kalidas, so I guess I'll continue as we plug our computer in here. Basically, we have no way to survive. Blockers. What could I have done differently this game? A lot. Oh, we only have 3 Vengevines anyways, so I'm just gonna concede. All our like amalgams are tapped. Bloodghast can't block. Gravecrawler can't block. Vengefine's gonna get cleared with Maelstrom Pulse. We don't have enough damage to finish the opponent off, especially if they sack to Cletus. Even if they pay 4 life, we're dead. Concede. Move to the next one. GG. Bring in 4 Lightning Axe. I don't really like Bridge. Greater Gargadon is good against Maelstrom Pulse, and that's cool. But pitch Thug and I like to play 61. Bridge isn't amazing to me because the opponent has sacrifice effects, and I mean Greater Gargadon is kind of cool. We go Gargadon Bridge, but since the opponent has Scoozes and Kalidas, I think we just want to win fast on the draw with Lightning Axe to clear off the hate. And if we don't win, whatever, we're playing against Tier 1 Jund, and it's not super important that we do. I'm going to keep this. It's like maybe a couple lands away from being perfecto, but it doesn't seem worth mulliganing here as the opponent mulligans because we can looting, draw 2, we draw land, we can do cool stuff, pitch our Vengevines, and then try to cast 2 creatures right quick. Looking for a land, cool, we hit lands. Question is what we want to discard. You know, I kind of like just pitching the Vengevines, here's my plan, and drawing from the top of the deck. We can use a 3rd land for Faithless Looting, and if we, yeah, the 3rd land cast Bloodghast or Neonate, which gives us a really fast draw, and we can also use Lightning Axe, would be a good top deck. Looks like the opponent went to 5. Yeah, Lightning Axe is a good draw, I'm happy to have it. And pretty much we draw a Gravecrawler. It's awesome. We draw another land. We can get our Vengevines back. And we've got a lot of other good draws too. So here is a Confidant. With only 4 cards left, it seems worth doing this. And I'm going to discard Prized Amalgam. The reason being, discard a card. The reason being, I want to draw from the top of our deck anyways, because the land is so fucking good right now. Yes. Neonate. And then we can use the Grave Troll, dredge it, and then we didn't really hit too much extra, but this is pretty good. It's probably going to be hard for the opponent to stop this, especially because we have 2 more Faithless Lootings coming. And we won. So budget version's still good. I don't know how budget it is, but it's more affordable, which is the important thing. Hope you enjoy this. Love you, appreciate you, thank you, and I will see you in the comments. Make sure, again, join the free deck crafting workshop, join the free group. And for those of you who have not yet got the ebook, and for those of you who have, there's a section all about budgeting and financing and how to make the most bang from your buck from Magic. So if you haven't yet got that ebook, it's 15 bucks and it will save you at least 15 bucks. If you invest a little bit of time into reading that chapter, could save you hundreds. So I can't guarantee that, but it could. So check it out. Links down to that below. Love you. Let me know what you think about the deck, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.